First tonight, tomorrow is recognized as International Anti-Corruption Day. The Organization for Responsible Governance explains how that day will be recognized locally. Plus, the health minister gives an update on the construction of a $290 million specialty hospital on the New Providence Highway. And later, who will enter the parade route first? Nervous Saturday number picking is a wrap, and we've got the details on the lineup. These stories and so much more as Our News Weekend starts now. This is Our News Weekend. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm Megan Shepard. Integrity and anti-corruption are hot topics in the country right now on the heels of a bombshell U.S. indictment naming high-ranking law enforcement officers and alleging a massive cocaine importation conspiracy enabled by corrupt Bahamian government officials. And as this all unfolds, Monday is International Anti-Corruption Day. The Organization for Responsible Governance explains how they will recognize the day.
Org usually looks at this next coming week as Integrity Week. And throughout this week, what we're going to be doing is providing insight, opportunities, acknowledging where we've made progress towards establishing integrity, as well as making a call to action for folks to get informed and get involved and help us to work as a whole of society to reduce the impact of either the opportunity of corruption or even the perception of corruption, which can be very destructive, and push for a public sector and our government services to be effective, efficient, to be transparent and accountable, because when that happens, we get more inclusive benefits. More folks benefit from the services, more folks are able to access it, and more people trust the system and then participate and do their part as well.
Well, the table talk this week revolving around the opposition's protests outside Parliament on Wednesday. The Free National Movement calling for multiple resignations. It comes after a U.S. indictment named high-ranking law enforcement officers as conspirators who helped facilitate the transshipment of tons of cocaine from South America through the Bahamas and ultimately the U.S. Former F&M Cabinet Minister Ellsworth Johnson weighing in on the implications.
Senior police officers being implicated in a multinational drug trafficking occurrence, where the Minister of National Security is saying that you're not talking about keys, you're talking about tons of cocaines, recordings of senior officers being allegedly involved in a conspiracy around death threats. The Bahamian people are afraid. Well, meaningful people are afraid in this country, and we have lost confidence in the Davis administration.
Former Parliamentary Secretary for the Ministry of Tourism and Aviation, Travis Robinson, also present. He says in addition to the U.S. indictment, residents are living in what he describes as a gangster's paradise.
You have crime rampant, out of control. You have vigilante justice, where people and families who feel like the court system and the government system is not giving them the justice that they want, so they take it into their own hands. All of this because when we put leaders in place, whether it's the commissioner or Minister of National Security, they have got to do their job. You cannot allow one or two bad apples in the police force to overshadow an entire organization. You are not running a tuck shop. This is not a family business. That is the national security of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
Meantime, Health and Wellness Minister Dr. Michael Darville providing an update recently on the construction of a $290 million specialty hospital on the New Providence Highway. According to Darville, government is awaiting the final word from the Export-Import Bank of China to secure a concessional loan. He says the Chinese government has already approved the loan, marking a major milestone in the project's development.
We have met all of the requirements for the Chinese Exim Bank, and it is my understanding that we will soon get a decision, and that final decision will give me the authority now to start the land preparation for phase 1 and then go into the land preparation for phase 2, because in the feasibility study it is clear that the preparation of the land is the responsibility of the government, and then it makes way to the contractor, and once that is done we will start land clearing with the approval of the environmental components associated with the Ministry of Environment.
And while he did not provide a start date, he reassures the public that progress is on the horizon.
I don't want to give an exact date, but I could rest assured that it's drawing near. The response have been very favorable, and once I get the final response, then I would come back to the Bahamian people with an announcement, and you will begin to see activity at the site.
Well, the Bahamas Chinese Friendship Association, in collaboration with the Chinese Embassy in the Bahamas, hosting a lively Chinese kite flying event recently. The event aimed at fostering cultural exchange and engaging underprivileged youth, attracting over 100 participants who gathered to experience the rich tradition and joy of kite flying. Dr. Donovan Moxey, president of the BCFA, expressing the association's commitment to connecting communities through shared cultural experiences.
One of the mandates we have as the Bahamas China Friendship Association is really this whole idea of cultural exchange between the people of the Bahamas and the people of China. And everybody knows the Chinese invented kites, and so no better cultural exchange to have than one of kite flying, and in particular connecting it with the youth. And so a lot of the things that we do as an association really connect sort of adults to adults. This is really the only event where we really bring out the youth and we connect the youth to Chinese culture. Many of these young people behind me flying kites have never flown kites a day in their life.
Ambassador Yan highlighting the historical significance of kites, sharing they date back to over 2,000 years in China.
800 years ago, the great traveler, the Italian Marco Polo, brought kites from China back to Europe. And then kites were used not only for fun, but also for scientific experiment. And in China, it was used in ancient times for distance measurement and for, wind direction detection and all these, very interesting things. And then when it was brought back to Europe, it was used, in scientific experiment, and also I was told that actually it gave inspiration to the airplane.
When our news weekend comes back from the break, Nervous Saturday is a wrap, and the order of entry for the Boxing Day and New Year's Day Junkanoo parades are set. We'll tell you where your favorite group lines up. Plus, Disabilities Week wraps up with a fun day at Government House. We'll tell you how they're raising funds in the most fun way. Those details coming up when our news weekend returns.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home healthcare supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price, and you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you, at the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
It is known as Nervous Saturday, the annual tradition of number picking for the Boxing and New Year's Day Junkanoo parades. Our key coming alive yesterday as the Junkanoo Corporation of New Providence brought together Junkanoos and their supporters for the Spirit event. Our Danielle Miller was there in the thick of it all.
Junkanoo lovers have gathered on Aoaki in anticipation to see who will pick the numbers that will fill the position on these boards for the upcoming Junkanoo parades. It's a nervous Saturday, and we have all the details.
Don't give us no one! Don't give us no one!
That was the tune of the day as representatives from the individual categories, B category groups, and A category groups selected their numbers for the order of entry. But why is number 1 such a taboo number?
Oh, you certainly may get Jeff if you pick number 1. Yes.
What does Jeff mean?
Jeff means you get left. Jeff certainly means you get left, you're not finished, you're prepared, and so you may see some brown cardboard on Bay Street.
Business and Events Chairman Basil Carter explains how the JCMP streamlines this process.
That system is created based on your position in last year's parade. So if you come 7th last year, you will actually pick first.
And for the 2nd year in a row, Genesis selected the forbidden number 1 for the Boxing Day parade. The A category group's theme is Echoes of Polynesia.
What's so funny is that everybody was blaming me in the group like for the past two parades. Oh, you keep picking one. I'm like, I haven't picked the one. I was not picking, I was just reading the synopsis. And today I tell the group like, put this one on me. Let me go up there, let me do my thing. I ain't picking one. And I went right there and I picked number one. But
second out the gate on Boxing Day morning will be Prodigal Sons with 50 Years of Greatness. Third, Music Makers, Battle Ready. Coming out fourth, One Family. Their theme is Coastal Paradise. Fifth, the Valley Boys, established 1958, France. Entering sixth will be Roots with their theme of Welcome to Jamrock. The seventh group to the parade route, the defending champions, Saxons, with their theme, The Mystic Behind the Mask. And with that, group members and supporters have declared that the battle has officially begun. Who will come out victorious on both mornings?
I'm so glad we picked the six in between the Sax and the Wadi, so the whole world can see what we is dealing with. We will destroy them.
You gotta come beat us. We're the champions. All right? When you come to Bay Street, you gotta come correct because you're coming against the best.
Now for the New Year's lineup, visit the Our News Bahamas social media pages. Reporting for Our News, I'm Danielle Miller.
Thanks so much, Danielle. Well, the RBC Royal Bank announcing its sponsorship of the Saxon Superstars Junkanoo Group for a third consecutive year with a contribution of $15,000. The partnership reinforces RBC's commitment to promoting cultural tradition and community engagement through the arts. RBC Managing Director Erica Roll said the bank is excited to continue its partnership with the group as their dedication to creating themes that elevate cultural heritage is inspiring. Saxon's chairman, Toby Austin, expressed appreciation for the continued support from RBC. Well, the first week in December is recognized as Disabilities Awareness Week. Under the theme, Moving to a More Inclusive Community, the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities and the Ministry of Social Services held several events, including a church service and luncheon to bring awareness and celebrate those living with disabilities. The week coming to a close yesterday with a Christmas holiday fair at Government House's lower grounds. Chairman of the festivities, Kendrick Roll.
We have we call it the Jolly Wonderland. We have vendors with food, pastries, pizza. We have the light up toys. The Small Business Development Center is here providing an opportunity still for persons with disabilities and even persons who want to partner with them to be able to sign up and launch their business ideas and see where they'll fit in for their grants. We have hoopla. Of course, we have our beer and wine garden for those who just want to get lighted out of there. We have bingo. We'll have domino tournaments going on, and then things are going to get real fun later on as we're going to have Santa versus the Grinch boxing.
This was the first fair for the Commission since the establishment of the Disabilities Awareness Week 15 years ago. More than just a fun day, the fair is just one of the many avenues the Commission plans to use to solicit donations for a community center focused on assisting those with disabilities that have aged out of school. Roll says the center will be the first of its kind in the Bahamas and is estimated to cost millions.
We want to invite corporate Bahamas, concerned citizens to come in and partner with the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities and government entities and all the other NGOs as we try and pool resources together to be able to create this center. It's called a multi-purpose center for adults with disabilities.
Well, still to come on Our News Weekend, 'tis the season to be merry and bright. A creative director shares the inspiration behind the unique light designs across the island. Plus,
coming up in sports, Team Bahamas plays for a gold medal tomorrow night at the Caribbean Baseball Cup. First, we're off to pay some bills. Hear more about it when Our Sports Weekend returns.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home healthcare supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price, and you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you. At the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
We know you're used to seeing Tage Adderley in this spot, but welcome to Our Sports Weekend presented by 10th Year Seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset, that's John Marknut. Let's do show. The rematch we all wanted to see is set. Team Bahamas and Cuba will face on to decide the winner of the Under-15 Caribbean Baseball Cup. The Bahamas defeated St. Martin 16-1 in last night's semifinal at the Andre Rogers National Stadium. After surrendering a run in the first inning, the Bahamas responded with 9 runs in the second inning to put the game away. Mario Dean singled, scoring 2 runs, and Ajayi Knowles homered to center field, driving in 3 runs to highlight the inning. Kalen Ferguson earned the win on the mound for Team Bahamas. He allowed 1 hit and finished with 4 strikeouts.
I feel like I could have done better to represent my country. I think we came out, we didn't play our best in the first inning, but then we came around and then we know what we could do.
The Bahamas faces Cuba in the championship game Monday night at 8 p.m. Ticket prices have been lowered to $10 for adults, free for students, and free for all children.
Have a short-term memory, job ain't finished yet, so just got to keep going. When it's finished, we can celebrate, but until then, keep going. My mindset is go start out early, can't take off the gas. From me coming off the bus, we got to be ready to go, and they're a great team, so we have to play them with all our strength and all our might and go from there.
From the NBA G League, Kai Jones makes his debut, and Isaiah Mobley continues to put up impressive numbers. Jones made his first appearance this season for the San Diego Clippers in a 119-111 loss to the South Bay Lakers. He finished with 12 points and 9 rebounds in just over 33 minutes. In 15 games this season in the association with the LA Clippers, Jones averaged 2 points and 2 rebounds per game. Also in the G League, Isaiah Mobley had a career game for the Delaware Bluecoats. The Bluecoats, the G League affiliate of the Philadelphia 76ers, suffered a 116-105 loss to the Long Island Nets, but Mobley had a stand-up performance. He finished with 22 points, 14 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, and 1 block in 31 minutes.
Coming off a national title in his freshman campaign, Brent Moss looks to make another leap as a sophomore. Moss, a sophomore for top-ranked Barton Community College, has been named the Kansas Jayhawk Community College Conference Week 3 Player of the Week. He averaged a double-double for the week, 14.3 points and 10.7 rebounds to game to lead the Cougars to 3 wins. Included in that run was a pair of career highs, 27 points and 15 rebounds in a 75-72 win over Northern Oklahoma. The Cougars' win streak came to an end, but Moss continued his production following the award. He had 24 points in an 82-77 win over Garden City and followed with 24 points and 12 boards in an 86-75 win over Cloud County. Last season, Moss averaged 10 points and just over 6 boards per game as a freshman as Barton won the national title, its first in school history. That'll do it for sports. This is 10YS. You good with giving Tage the weekends by?
Working on the weekends? Not made for it.
Drake loses again. Back to the studio.
Thanks so much. Pleasure having you guys on the weekend, 10YS. Well, on the other side of this break, meteorologist Ian McKinsey joins us from the Weather Center with a look at temperatures across the country. Stick with us.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home healthcare supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price. And you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you, at the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
Welcome back. Well, it's that time of the weekend where we wind down and prepare for the week ahead, at least weather-wise. Joining us now is meteorologist Ian McKinsey. Ian.
Thanks, Megan, and good evening, Bahamas. Welcome to your Sunday evening forecast. We're currently outside our studios. Lovely conditions, clear skies, a temperature of 71, feels like at 72. Winds are from the east-northeast at 10 miles per hour. Across the country in Freeport, we have 69, 68 in Marsh Harbor, a cool spot tonight, 69 as well in Nicholstown, 73 in Allenstown, a pair of 70s in Great Harbor Key and Governor's Harbor, Eleuthera, and 71 in the capital. The Central Bahamas continue with those 72s, the trios in Kemps Bay, Georgetown, and in Deadman's Key, Long Island, 68 in Arthurstown, Kid Island, 74 in Coburn Town, San Salvador. Southeast Bahamas, we have 77 in Duncantown, 72 in Colonel Hill, 73 in Delectable Bay, a pair of 79s in Matthewtown, Inagua, and Providenciales, Turks and Caicos, and 76 in Abrahams Bay, Mayaguana. Satellite and radar imagery at this time. High pressure, the dominant weather feature, not much in terms of clouds, so that should spell stable conditions pretty much into about midweek. Boating forecast, that high pressure is creating some rough and choppy conditions out there in the northwest Bahamas. We have that caution still in place for you boaters, rip currents. For you swimmers, winds east to southeast at 15 to 20, seas 4 to 6 feet, high tide at 1:43 a.m. tomorrow morning, low tide at 7:56 a.m. tomorrow. The central and southeast Bahamas a tad bit rougher. We have an advisory out there for you boaters. Winds easterly 15 to 25 knots and seas 5 up to 8 feet. In your extended forecast, stable conditions pretty much through midweek. We expect a front overnight Wednesday through Thursday. That should spell some showers. Clearing out by Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We're looking at improved conditions. Those highs only getting into the upper 70s, low 80s with your low temperatures, and the upper 60s, low 70s. That's a wrap in the evening forecast. Make it a great, safe, fun week, everyone.
Thanks, Ian. Well, if you've driven along popular roadways like East-West Highway, West Bay Street, or near the six-legged roundabout on JFK, you've probably noticed stunning Christmas light spectacles along the sides of the roads and on the roundabouts. Creator Kazimu Ellis once again putting his creative touch on the roundabouts and across popular tourist sites this Christmas season. Ellis tells us what went into bringing his vision literally to light.
On this particular site, the last time I checked with the globes and so forth, we were up about 8,000 to 10,000, between 8 and 10,000 light bulbs, LED bulbs. And I wanted to go something just a little bit magical, something that you wouldn't see every day. And thus I used the orbs in various sizes. And instead of bringing a traditional tree, we did an LED tree, all lights. And, just to break it up and just give the people a different feel for a roundabout.
Ellis and his creative skills no stranger to residents. He's worked on numerous independence projects and set up at the Edmund Moxie Community Park, his most recognizable project. He shares what keeps him going.
I'm all for the people, and I don't want anybody, regardless to what their financial state is, that they can't celebrate Christmas. And Jumbe Village is just that. That's a site where anybody could come and enjoy, take family photos. We're going to have a movie night again. We serve hot chocolate, candy canes. You know, it's a night, regardless to who you are, you could come out and enjoy yourself and have some Christmas cheer.
And before we head out, we want to remind you to head on over to ournews.bs for your chance to win an all-electric BYD 2024 SUV, courtesy of Our News and Easy Car Sales. Find the ride easy with Our News banner, answer the latest question correctly, and you're automatically entered to win a brand new electric vehicle this Boxing Day. And with that, we thank you so much for joining us for Our News Weekend. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Megan Shepherd. Have a safe and wonderful evening. Hey guys, Megan Shepherd here. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to click that subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. Just click right over here. And don't forget to turn on your notifications so you stay up to date with content like this from the team you already trust.